Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6.
Well, taking a live look over Spokane, a beautiful hot day today in the middle of the hottest stretch of weather so far this summer. Good evening and thanks for joining us here tonight. I'm Jordan Smith. Meteorologist Matt Gray is here in studio with us tonight. Matt, a little bit of relief on the way, but not before some gusty winds, I hear.
Yes, that is always kind of the catch-22 here at this time of the year, right? When we get some cooler air, usually some wind comes along with it, and that causes problems when it comes to fire danger. So here's the rundown of the next couple of days. It's going to be hot again tomorrow. In fact, hotter than it was today. We actually saw a small cool down here on this Saturday. And then we have a fire weather watch as those gusty winds move in. We're going to be watching air quality as well during this period of enhanced fire danger. And then finally, we get to some much cooler temperatures, which are going to be sticking around for a little bit longer than some of the cool spells we've had over the past couple of weeks. So here are the next 4 days. You can see Sunday, definitely on the hot side again. And you can see those gusty winds here coming in Monday into Tuesday, both Monday and Tuesday. But with the hotter temperatures on Monday, that's when we're likely going to see the highest fire danger before a really nice Wednesday. Our winds on Monday, here's what we're looking at right now, already elevated as we're getting up on Monday morning, and then during the driest part of the day, getting close to 20 miles per hour. So that is a serious situation, and there is already a fire weather watch in place for most of North Idaho and a good chunk of eastern Washington, including Spokane. That's from Monday afternoon into Monday evening. We're going to keep a close eye on this part of the forecast and continue to bring you updates as we head through the weekend. And coming up in just a few minutes, I'll tell you what you can expect for temperatures where you live tomorrow.
All right, Matt, thanks for that. And we do want to remind you that because of this extreme heat, the city of Spokane is opening its cooling centers through tomorrow. 6 Spokane library branches provide a cool space, water fountains, and free Wi-Fi. And the Trent Resource and Assistance Center has food and water for people during these heat waves. STA buses will offer free rides to and from those cooling centers if you can't pay the fare. All of North Idaho has upgraded the fire danger to high. Crews warning that a spark from anywhere can erupt into a wildfire this time of year. In North Idaho, campfires are still allowed, but burn barrels, residential yard waste, and all slash piles are banned. Chris Larson is the deputy fire marshal for the Northern Lakes Fire District. He warns of chains from trailers, parking in tall grass, and tossing your cigarette butt out the window. All of those can contribute to a fire.
Sometimes we get, as locals, we might be complacent sometimes, but we also have, our visitors that are coming from outside the area might not know our burning regulation.
And Larson says if you do start a fire, make sure to have a shovel with you. That way you can get the dirt on it to suppress those flames as quickly as possible. And with 13 new firefighters working for the Northern Lakes Fire Department, knowing your address and just being able to find your place is going to be crucial in getting that fire out. Restrictions have been in place from Spokane to Wenatchee since the end of June, put into place by the Washington Department of Natural Resources. Just as a reminder, campfires are only allowed in approved designated campgrounds. No recreational fires are allowed without a chimney, meaning no backyard fire or campfires being used with chopped firewood or charcoal. All open burning is also restricted. And because of the hot and dry conditions you just heard Matt talking about, Airway Heights is imposing water use restrictions. City officials say the well is normally used to add to the water supply during summer heat waves, but that well isn't online yet due to ongoing maintenance. And so now people in Airway Heights are being asked to conserve. Homes and businesses with even-numbered addresses are asked to water their lawns on even calendar days, while odd-numbered addresses water on odd days. Though it's only a request, there will be no consequences for those who choose not to participate in the community's conservation effort. In our fire watch tonight, fire crews are still working to put out a wildfire that's been burning for almost a month in Pend Oreille County. And on your screen now, you can see the Gonzales fire has burned 467 acres since June 30th when it first started. According to the Priest Lake Ranger District, it started from a lightning strike. As of now, it's only 30% contained, and over 250 fire personnel are working to put those flames out. Starting on Monday, road closures are headed this way. WashDOT is relocating a sewer that is in the way to make more progress on the North Spokane corridor. In order to do that, you may hit some detours on your daily commute. East Upriver Drive between North Ralph and East Carlisle will be closed. The Centennial Trail will also be closed in that section. And drivers, joggers, and cyclists will have to take some detours. In addition to this work on the North Spokane corridor, WashDOT is working on the Children of the Sun Trail Bridge, which could be done in just a few months. These closures will last until Friday, August 4th. Be sure to check KXLY.com for full details on the detour. And another construction project will soon create new headaches for drivers on Freya Street on the South Hill. For more than a week, 12th through 17th Avenue along Freya have been shut down as crews are working to repair multiple breaks to water lines that created a sinkhole on Freya. The city says the goal is to have this road reopened sometime mid to late next week. We'll be keeping an eye on that when that finally does reopen. After losing her daughter Fallon just days after she was born, Erica Clary started the nonprofit Fallon's Flight, a resource for grieving parents. And today they hosted their first community event to help other grieving parents remember their children. Our Bronte Sorotsky spoke with her tonight about creating this tool for other parents who are going through tragedy.
Erica Clary lost her daughter Fallon after she was only on this earth for a few days. Struggling to find an outlet or a counselor as she was grieving, she created the nonprofit Fallon's Flight so other mothers wouldn't have to go through that grief alone like she did.
Just because our children aren't here doesn't mean that they shouldn't be remembered.
Erica has been pregnant 8 times and has faced numerous pregnancy issues. Her firstborn child was Fallon, who came into this world last March. She was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome and had to have open heart surgery at just 5 days old.
Unfortunately, went into cardiac arrest for unknown reasons 3.5 days later and passed away at 8.5 days old.
When Erica lost her daughter, she says she struggled to find an outlet or someone to talk to.
It was really hard to find the resources. I felt like a lot of it was you were trying to reach out and I had to actively find it.
Which led her to Fallon's Flight.
To find someone else that is going through loss, or for people that haven't experienced loss, they can support those that are. It's not an easy path. You can be around in a crowded room, but you can still feel like you're alone.
The nonprofit was designed to help grieving parents who have experienced loss by helping them remember their child and share their stories, which they helped do at the nonprofit's first ever event.
I just want this to be an open place for everyone to come, whether it's a stop by, walk around, learn about some of our angels that are here. You're loved, you're remembered, and you're missed.
While today's event was just the first, Erica says she hopes to continue it yearly for this community. Reporting in Hayden, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
All right, Bronte, thanks for that. And still to come here on 4 News Now, a former Spokesman review editor now facing child porn charges. The details on his arrest coming up. And meet an Idaho organization rowing on the Priest River mud hole in this week's Air 4 adventure.
Well, anything with water has definitely been a popular spot as we've gone to the last couple of days. Our low temperatures tonight starting to see some more 50s on the map. That's some great news. And it is going to be even nicer in the mornings to come. We just got a couple more days to go before we get there. Everything to know about the rest of your weekend, including how hot it's going to be tomorrow, coming up.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Is it your day to water? Know if you are odd or even and be water wise this summer.
Fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Fred Meyer, we invest in local farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes as fresh as it gets. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota. Get 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on a Toyota certified used Camry, Corolla, or RAV4. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Coeur d'Alene Casino presents the Core Stars Entertainment Series. Join us as we celebrate our 30-year anniversary with an amazing lineup of the hottest entertainment. See comedian Jeff Foxworthy on Thursday, July 27th. Don't miss an evening with Night Ranger on Thursday, August 24th. Plus, join us for King of the Cage on Thursday, September 14th. For tickets, visit the casino box office or cdacasino.com. Coeur d'Alene Casino, welcome home.
A treacherous wildfire season ahead.
The next wildfire is not a question of if, it's a question of when.
4 News Now Fire Watch coverage, keeping you safe with resources on TV, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
All the components are in place for a large fire.
That fire has grown exponentially.
The winds will bring more smoke into the region.
We've even seen flames from the distance we are.
Fire Watch coverage to keep you safe. That's what we mean when we say expect more on 4 News Now.
Fred Meyer, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
4 News Now is brought to you by Car Wash Plaza.
A retired University of Idaho professor and former editor for the Spokesman Review is now facing child porn charges. Stephen Smith, on your screen there, was the editor of the newspaper from 2002 to 2008. During his 6-year tenure there, Smith's team conducted a sting, catching former Mayor Jim West in a gay internet sex scandal, despite West publicly voting against LGBTQ interests. According to court documents, Homeland Security agents in Kentucky contacted Washington State Patrol regarding girls ages 10 to 15 who were sending sexually explicit photos and videos of themselves to Smith in exchange for money. He's being held on a $25,000 bond. His arraignment scheduled for August 1st. There have been over 300 mass shootings in the U.S. just this year alone. Riordan County School District put on an active shooter exercise to better prepare themselves in case their community ever becomes a target. The exercise mimicked a real-life active shooter event. The police department, fire department, and emergency medical services all work together to eliminate the threat.
Active shooters is everything everybody fears, so it's one of those things where we hope it never happens, but the studies have shown that if it's going to happen somewhere, it's going to happen in a rural community, and so we want to be prepared as possible for that event.
And police have captured the shooters, and emergency medical services tended to hurt volunteer victims. The International Air Transport Association is calling the continuing flight delays and disruptions in North America unacceptable. In a statement released earlier this week, the IATA says the U.S. passenger airline employment is now at its highest level in over 2 decades. The IATA goes on to cite the shortage of air traffic controllers in North America and puts the blame on both the FAA and NAV Canada, which is the Canadian Air Navigation Services provider. The IATA says the governments on both sides of the border need to take ownership of the issue and urges the U.S. to appoint a permanent FAA administrator.
Well, it's downright cool today compared to what we saw yesterday. A frigid 91 degrees for a high today so far in Spokane. I think that will end up being our high today here now as we get ready to cross 6:15 here in the Pacific time zone. 92 in Coeur d'Alene was our high today. So, yeah, it's still hot out there, but you know what? Not too bad, not nearly as bad. As for tomorrow, we are going to be a little bit warmer than we were today. We start off in the 60s. We're in the 80s before lunchtime, upper 80s, and then by the time we get into the afternoon, we are solidly in the mid-90s instead of, well, low 90s like we've seen in many parts of the area today. Also some haze in our skies as well. I'll talk about that in just a moment, but here are your highs for tomorrow. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene both at 94. Lewiston at 104, 98 in Grand Coulee, 96 in Moses Lake, and a smattering of low and mid-90s across the rest of the region. Air quality is something we've been keeping a closer eye on. Now that fire season is starting to get a little bit busier in the inland northwest. So far, we've seen some periodic times with moderate air quality, but things are looking mostly okay right now. Couple fires we're going to be keeping an eye on. Number one, in Benewah County, you may see some local impacts from air quality, St. Mary's and areas further to the south from this Tyson fire that we've been watching here since it kind of got going yesterday afternoon. And then there's this big fire down here near the Columbia River, the Newell Road fire, over 30,000 acres. Pumping out a lot of smoke, and with our winds generally coming from the southwest, this could be something that we have to keep an eye on here in the days, and hopefully not, but perhaps weeks to come. So for now, I'm going to keep this at kind of a green to moderate at worst stage here for tomorrow, Monday into Tuesday. But with the fire weather situation coming up for Monday, that could either change, easily change one way or another. Here is what we are expecting. That cool air is going to chug its way over here, and as it approaches, gusty winds will sweep across the inland northwest. This is going to be a two-day period of windier weather, but with cooler air coming in for Tuesday, the fire weather conditions will not be nearly as dire as what we're going to be seeing potentially on Monday. So really the Monday forecast, that's the one you got to keep an eye on. We'll be updating you as we head through the rest of the weekend here on 4 News Now and on KXLY.com. You notice here, lots of sunshine, cool temperatures, and no rain. So that will pretty much solidify. We're going to be over 2 weeks without rain here, Jordan.
Oh, not great, Matt. Hopefully we get some cooling, some water coming in here. But if not, you know, during the summer, nothing does, as Matt said, beat spending some time on the water, whether that means floating down the river or getting a boat, doing a little rowing. And while rowing may not or might be intimidating to some, in this week's Air 4 Adventure, we are heading to Priest River, where one organization says it's never too late to learn. Let's go for an Air 4 drone ride over the mud hole in Priest River.
We are in Priest River, Idaho, at the Priest River Recreation Area, also locally known as the Mud Hole. Today we are out to put several of our rowing shells in the water for the Pend Oreille Rowing and Paddling Association, also known as PORPA. We are out here pretty much every morning. Our club is, people can come and check out a boat and go out with people that they are confident with. We also have free Discover rowing lessons, so anybody that would like to learn can come out for 3 free lessons, and we teach on a rowing machine first, and then we have very stable single boats that people can row in to learn. Rowing is a lifetime sport. I actually rowed in college, but an awful lot of people learn to row when they are my age or younger, and it is something you can learn to do. There's a lot of technique, but once you get that technique down, it can be a wonderful workout, and also it's spectacular to be out on the waters here.
I really like being on the water, like going out in a single and just like taking my time and kind of sitting by the edge of the water. There's some people going out on singles, some on doubles, but I'm gonna go out on the quad, and I think I'm rowing second seat on the quad today, and we're gonna go do our warm-ups. There's definitely a lot of teamwork involved in keeping the boat steady and nice and smooth and in unison.
The Priest River is always calm, especially in the mornings. You can row up here about a mile before it gets too shallow. People that are more experienced can go out on the Pend Oreille River, and especially when it's nice and calm, you can row for miles and miles. Isn't this spectacular? We call it the beautiful Priest River.
Coming up in sports, the Washington State Cougars are used to being the underdogs in the Pac-12 conference. And once again, it appears they're going to have to prove the doubters wrong this season. Coming up in sports, see where they were picked to finish by the media this week down in Vegas.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Charbroiled beef, jalapenos, pepper jack, bacon, habanero. Your mouth will be on fire. Tell your mouth, El Diablo made you do it. My rewards members can get a one-time El Diablo single for $6.66 from the Carl's Jr. app.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Les Schwab tires is too. Because Les Schwab fixes brakes, steering, and more. See those guys? They just do tires. Eyes ahead, Dad! Look, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Blinker, I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first. Watch, they're gonna come greet me.
Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or get $4,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light that makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at GAWon'tWait.com.
So, how's the menopause going?
Unexpected rage, hot flashes, exhaustion.
Big fan. Here's to being tired all day
and up at night.
Said no woman ever. Estroven relieves major menopause symptoms.
Carl's Jr. is spicing up the all-day 2 for $5 deal savings. Try a new spicy little cheeseburger, spicy chicken sandwich, cheeseburger, or French toast dips, and more. Pick any two all day, $5.
Oh, we're still a couple of weeks away from college football camps opening up, but the excitement is starting to build up as the Pac-12 Media Days wrapped up yesterday, and this was our first chance to hear from the Washington State Cougars ahead of their upcoming season. And the week began with the Cougs being picked to finish 7th in the conference this season, which isn't really anything new for the program, but they're still feeling like there's another step to be taken for the program. Jake Dickert is in his second full season as head coach, and the Cougars are coming off a 2022 campaign in which they made their 7th straight bowl appearance. Now, Dickert says it starts with quarterback Cameron Ward on the offense and his new defensive coordinator, Jeff Schmedding, for the defense.
The synergy between head coach and Cam and what we have now going into year 2, I think you're going to really feel that and see that on the field, and I think our offense is primed to take a big step forward. You know, and Coach Schmedding on defense, I think there's no harder job than coaching, you know, what the old head coach does, but we got to evolve. You know, we've been running the same system for 3 years, and Jeff has come in and really just adapted to being a little bit more multiple and evolving, and the challenge is real in this league defensively.
Now, Washington State opens up their season on the road on September 7th against Colorado State, but a week later, it's going to be home against Wisconsin right here on KXLY ABC. And years of waiting have finally led to this moment. We're just a few months away from professional soccer kicking off in Spokane, and yesterday, that dream took a big step towards becoming a reality as the United Soccer League and the team owners unveiled the Spokane Velocity, and the logo, it's not too half bad there. The Surge Blue and Black is what they're calling it. We spoke to the co-owner Ryan Harnato last night, and he says they wanted the name to honor the region, and the inspiration came from, of all places, the Spokane River.
We wanted to tie in with the power of the river, and the brand is going to hopefully live up to that. We think it will. The design was done with treatment on the logo, and the idea behind it, taking a lot of community comments and kind of throwing them in the blender and then really talking through power and force and what we felt like that could bring to a brand.
Now, the women's USL team will have their name and logo reveal sometime in October, and both teams are going to be getting underway in the spring of 2024. And the Seattle Mariners escaped a wild back-and-forth game with the Toronto Blue Jays earlier this afternoon to help claim the series victory. And in the process, they moved to 2 games above 500 to stay in that playoff hunt. They're still somehow alive. But the bad news is they're still 7.5 games out of first place in the AL West, so a lot of work to be done for them. But who cares about the Mariners in Seattle tonight when we got Taylor Swift coming to town? She's going to take the stage in a few minutes over at Lumen Field, which is just next door to T-Mobile Park. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel. America,
It's the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of Ford trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need. Lock in great rates and get $1,000 trade assist cash on a 22 Escape or 23 Bronco Sport, only at your local Ford dealer.
Introducing Ned's Plaque Psoriasis.
Ned, what are you wearing?
He thinks his flaky red patches are all people see.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis.
Ned?
It can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking with no routine blood tests required. Doctors have been prescribing it for nearly a decade. Otezla is also approved to treat psoriatic arthritis. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can happen. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Some people taking Otezla had depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur.
With clear skin, movie night is a groovy night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla.
Shane's claim to fame is Eddie Murphy.
Claim to fame is quite the dramatic ride.
Everybody's uneasy. I don't care who it is. Ooh, you're in trouble.
And Monday, the twists.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The house is out to get me.
And turns.
I trust you. I will be betraying Monet.
Will have hearts racing and keep you guessing until the very end.
No way!
Find out who's related to who on an all-new Claim to Fame, Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Sleepovers just aren't what they used to be. A house full of screens, basically no hiccups. You guys have no idea how good you've got it.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
Back in my day, it was scary stories and flashlights. We don't get scared. Oh, really? Mom can see your search history. That's what I thought.
The next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $399 a month, only at your local Ford dealer.
Well, we were just talking about the velocity. The wind velocity is going to be a little bit higher as we go to Monday and Tuesday. So we do have some concerns as far as fire weather, particularly on Monday. So we're going to keep you updated for the rest of the weekend on that, and especially when we come back here tomorrow evening. In the meantime, only one more day in the 90s, and then we can, sit on the porch and not bake.
Yes.
Go ahead. In honor of the Taylor Swift, coming to Washington, you just shake off this.
Shake it off.
Yeah. This hot weather.
I love that. Dude, you should be there. I knew you were a Swiftie this whole time. I knew that about you.
Download the 4 News Now app today. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.